Morning, everyone. Welcome to Randall's weather page. We're going to be going over Laura. Up and going, just making sure I was up and going. So we're going to be going over Laura this morning. Wanted to once again welcome you to Randall's weather page for YouTube, and absolutely thrilled to be doing this on YouTube, carrying my page to YouTube, to be able to update you on all types of weather. Right now it just so happens to be on Hurricane Laura, so the tropics are up, the tropics are active, and we're fixing to see what looks like a major hurricane hit the United States. And this has a lot of similarities as far as strength. I hate to say it, as Ike. The southeast Texas coast, Beaumont, Houston, Galveston, Port Arthur, Texas-Louisiana border. They know exactly what I'm talking about. I lived in Beaumont for 5 years, moved down there just after Ike, literally a month after Ike, and saw the destruction that Ike caused. Just absolutely mind-boggling. And now we're going to have to deal, looks like, with Laura in that the general area there. So I rang the bell on my Facebook page, which is also Randall's weather page if you want to find me there. I rang the bell then. I'm ringing the bell now, continuously now, for Houston, Beaumont, and Cameron, Louisiana, for a major category 3. We'll put it, to be general, we'll put it category 2 to 4. Major hurricane coming in. And coming in pretty soon. Always start off on Mike's weather page. So let's start off there. Let's take a look at the latest from the National Hurricane Center. And right now, maximum sustained winds is 70 miles per hour on Laura. The movement is west-northwest at 17 miles per hour. This is a 7 a.m. position. This is your cone of uncertainty here. That's what the National Hurricane Center puts out, and basically the cone of uncertainty means that the eye of the hurricane, not the entire hurricane, just the eye of the hurricane, can be anywhere within this white shaded area. At 70 miles per hour, it's still a tropical storm. It's going to be a hurricane. It might be a hurricane it should be a hurricane as the 11 a.m. update. And then it has all this Gulf of Mexico to traverse, and there is nothing, and when I say nothing, there's really nothing to stop this from growing into a large hurricane. Hardly any shear. The Gulf of Mexico waters right now are just bath waters, absolute bath waters. You're talking about upper 80s in temps in the water, and that's not just classic like 100 meters down. We're talking about upper 80s, 200, 300 meters down. So because Marco came up this direction, does not inhibit Laura from gaining any strength, because that water is still hot from where Marco came this way. Yeah, Laura's coming a total, almost going underneath it here. So let me go ahead and state this out. This should be obvious, but I'm going to go ahead and state it out just so everybody knows. You should get your official hurricane preparation, everything else. You should get your official information from the National Hurricane Center. I have studied meteorology. I've been an avid, lifelong passion of mine is meteorology. Since I was 3 years old, I've been pretending like I was a meteorologist. At 3 years old, my parents have photos of me actually doing the weather on TV along with the TV meteorologist at the time. So weather has always been a passion of mine. Tropics, love the tropics. It's been a passion of mine too. And I would like to say I'm well versed in this, but your official information should come from your National Hurricane Center. Me, man, I am, like I said, studied it and lived it. So that's why I do this, is to share information. I'm not a hype person. I'm not 10 days out calling for major hurricane hits. I'm not that person. I am a facts and figures person and try to explain it to you in a normal way, not use as much meteorology lingo, try to get the information to you in a normal person-to-person fashion. That's what I'm trying to do right now. So once again, this is Laura, this is the track, and once again, the cone of uncertainty can be anywhere in here. That would be not where the entire hurricane is, but just the eye of the hurricane. As you can tell, let's see, this is hurricane watches are still in effect. This goes just south of the bay there in Houston, and it goes all the way over to almost we'll just say central Louisiana. Okay, a little past central Louisiana. If I'm hedging my bets, I got asked this on Facebook several times yesterday. If I had to hedge my bets and say, where exactly would I pinpoint a landing? I am pinpointing a landing, maybe just a little bit west of this. So Jefferson County, home of Beaumont, Texas. That's where I'm hedging my bets where this thing might land. Of course, the east side, and if you did not know this, the east side, so this side of the hurricane is what we call the dirty side of the hurricane. The east side of a hurricane is where the roughest weather is at. The highest winds, usually the most storm surge coming in, the most rain. Usually the heaviest side of a hurricane is the east side of the hurricane. So I'm telling people in southwest Louisiana, you need to be ready. You need to be ready for this, because you're going to have surge coming in. You're going to have the high winds. You're going to have the rain. Southwest Louisiana, Lafayette, Westlake, Lake Charles, and Point South. I'm telling you right now, be ready, because just because the storm's going in, if the storm goes in Beaumont, the Beaumont's going to get hit hard, but Southwest Louisiana will also get hit hard. I lived in Beaumont for 5 years. I have plenty of friends down there. For the Beaumont area, I'm telling you right now, this is shades of Ike. It really is. And I'm not trying to use that as hype. I'm just trying to tell you right now, this will be a major hurricane coming in. This is not just a tropical storm coming in. This is not just barely a hurricane. This is a major hurricane that will be coming into your area. I hate it. I don't like it. I really don't like it. But this is what we're faced with. So this is the National Hurricane Center. Let's go and look for, this is rain, total rain from National Weather Service. As you can tell, this is around from Orange all the way over to central Louisiana coastline. Rain totals somewhere between 6 and 10 inches. This starts to extend up into East Texas, to Arklatex, up into Little Rock, central Arkansas. So as you can tell, the general pattern is for Laura to come in, go across Gulf, turn north, then turn northeast. Okay, but right where you see the orange here you're seeing 6 to 10 inches of rain. That can also be more, so localized, depending on, could be 15 inches or more localized, but generally we're looking at 6 to 10 inches in this area. So once again, southwest Louisiana, Beaumont, Orange, going up to Diboll. Yeah, I'm shouting out to Diboll there. Been through Diboll several times. This area is where you're right now, where we're projecting most of the heavy rains to be. Let's see if they've posted up a storm surge warning. We have storm surge watch that extends from Galveston, the Port of Houston, Beaumont, Lake Charles, Lafayette. As you can tell, it goes all the way over to Biloxi, Mississippi. And the reason why is because when a hurricane comes in and let's say it hits here, the storm surge from this mostly is on the east side of the hurricane, so all this water gets pushed in. Right now, storm surge watch. I think by tonight you'll see a storm surge warning, and it'll probably be from Beaumont to just south of Lafayette. It's just my guess. Let's look at storm surge inundation. Yes, I understand. It might not show me. Here we go. So right now we're looking at this is consult local officials, and that's because it's an inlet bay right here. But there's Port Arthur. This is Louisiana. You're talking about greater than 9 feet above the ground. If you're along the coastline right here, I'm telling you right now, I would not stay. I would find a different place to go. Houston right now, east side of Houston, not much, because it's projected to go in this way. So if it goes in this way, then your greater storm surge is over here. But right now, I'm telling you, Houston, I'm not counting you out. The European model keeps pushing this thing towards you. And as long as the European model is pushing this towards you, I'm not counting Houston out as taking a direct hit. I can't count it out. Not as long as the European model shows that. Speaking of that, let's go into the models. Let's take a look at it right now. Okay, so I want you to look. Here's the official track. Look at all these models west. That's why I'm not counting out Houston. I'm not counting out Houston as a strike. It just can't. This is the official track from the National Hurricane Center. But look at all these ensemble models that are west. Cannot count out a Houston strike. I will not count out a Houston strike. And I will not count out the National Hurricane Center moving this a little further west. Let's look at the global plus a hurricane. All right, so your global is pretty much consensus right here, going in right on the Texas-Louisiana border. This little blue line right here is, I keep looking at it, and seeing. I believe, I remember I think it's the CTCI. But there's always outliers, and the outliers here in the past day have always been west. Let's look at the GFS ensembles. Your GFS ensembles, look at this. Your GFS has it a little further west. That is very concerning because the GFS yesterday was all in the middle of Louisiana. Now that's more over Houston. Houston, not counting you out. Not counting you out. GFS parallel, this is a more environmental within the GFS. There's your main track, National Hurricane Center. Look at these ensembles west. I'm telling you, I'm still not discounting this moving further west. Houston, you are not out of the woods. Do not let your guard down. Let's look at intensity forecast. Right now, intensity forecast, if you look at the main This is the main branch of the intensity forecast, Category 2, Category 3. Notice you got some that's trying to reach up into Category 4. So these would be lower to mid-level Category 3s, upper Category 3s, 4s. I'm telling you, there's nothing in that ocean right now that would inhibit Laura from rapid intensification. Okay, nothing whatsoever. Let me get out of this. Let me go into the satellite. Let's look at the satellite with this. Let's let it load up. Always takes a while. Let me get out of that. This always loads slower. And let's go here. This is weathernerds.com. As you can tell, Laura looks like it's getting her act together here. There's plenty of convection. Shows me there's not a lot of shear. You can see the twisting right here. So you can see the rotation. She's looking very healthy right now. Very healthy. One of the other places I like to go, if you like apps, if you like weather apps, this is a paid weather app, so you have to pay to get on it. But it is Radar Omega. The reason why I like Radar Omega is because not only is it radar, but it also is satellite. And the cool about satellite is there's some parts of the satellite where you can go 3D. So I'm going 3D on Laura. I'm going to spin her around here just a little bit. Take a look at it. And the reason why I like 3D is because you can really see how the storm breathes. So I'm looking at it. These are cloud tops right here. And the pink are really high cold cloud tops. And you can see the really high cold, easy for me to say, cloud tops starting to really take form. She looks pretty good. She'll look even better tomorrow. Promise. Absolutely promise. Let's get out of 3D. This is a wind field right now on Laura. This is how far out tropical storm force winds are and higher winds in here. These little circles right here, it's actual recon. So that's a Hurricane Hunter. That is, I believe, in Laura right now. I can press on that. This is another reason why I love Radar Omega. You can see extrapolated surface. So 992 is an extrapolated surface pressure. That shows you that pressure is dropping. 992 is the pressure on that. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, 9928. It's the lowest pressure that I see so far. This little hurricane symbol here, this is where Marcos went up. Okay, this is where Laura has come from. Okay, so pretty interesting stuff with Laura. Let's see if I can find something else that I can show you. Oh, I love going into Pivotal Weather. And the reason why is because I can get into, let's run some comparison models. Let's go, I think 54 hours out is where we're going to be. I'm going to look at the NAM, the GFS, the GDPS, and the European. And what I'm going to do, I don't ever look at NAM 3K when it comes to a hurricane because it goes crazy. So I'm not looking at that. So what I'm looking for, I need to back it out an hour. Let's back it up to 42 hours. Sorry. Back it up to 42 hours. I can look at NAM, GFS, European, that are rapid is, that one's the Canadian version. I think HHRs can reach there yet, so let's make a GIF. So I'm looking for model consistency. And what I am seeing is model consistency here. all within the same general area. Some a little further west, some a little further east, some a little further north, some south, but still in the same general area. And the reason why I look for this is that you look for what is called model consensus. And very simply stated, it's when all the models, or not all the models, but when most models start seeing the same outcome. When you start seeing the different models that have different parameters, and all these models they're computer models. They do, it's supercomputers basically, and they do all these numerical equations, and it produces out these models. And when most of your models start seeing the same thing, that's called model consensus. And when you get model consensus, which looks like we're having right now, this is 48 hours out. This is 5 different models. 1, 2, 3, 4 different models. They're all seeing basically the same general area. Now they see different strengths, but they're seeing the same general area. So you're starting to see that model consensus, and that model consensus says straight up, hey, this is where this hurricane more than likely is going to end up. So 48 hours, or you draw a box around it, and basically that box would be right here. There's your window for it to hit. So that when your model starts seeing that, and a lot of models start seeing it at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, that's model consensus. Your degree of confidence in your forecasting goes way up when your models all see that. So to put this, to sum all this up, okay, let's sum it all up. Houston, Beaumont, Port Arthur, and Cameron, Louisiana area. That is where I've been ringing the bell loud for 2 days now for a major hurricane landing. And nothing has changed my thought on it in the past 2 days. Only the models have just absolutely started to be a consensus towards that. There's nothing in the Gulf of Mexico, environmental-wise, that would slow this down or keep it from intensifying. It has open water. It has low shear. The bath water is absolutely hot. There's nothing to keep this from continuing to intensify. As of right now, the National Hurricane Center has this going in basically right on the Texas-Louisiana border, and has it going in as a major hurricane category 3. I see nothing to say that any different from that. I will tell you somewhere between a 2 and a 4. Category 2 and a 4 is what I'm seeing. Just nothing. There's nothing but open ocean, open hot ocean, and low shear. So the environment's just right for Florida to keep growing, to keep intensifying. So Houston, you're not out of the woods. I'm thinking that this models can still shift west. Beaumont, Port Arthur. I know Port Arthur started issuing mandatory evacuations. If you're in Beaumont, okay, y'all might be next on the mandatory evacuations. So just get ready. Listen to your local officials on that. They will let you know. You need to have a plan in place right now, not tomorrow. You need to already have that plan in place. If you have to evacuate, you know where you're going. I'm already hearing Dallas and Houston are almost full in hotels. So you need to start making your plans on where you're going. If you haven't made them, you need to make them right now. And you need to have your plans together on if you have to evacuate, where you're going. If you're going to stay, you need to have your supplies in place. You have 48 hours. to get your supplies in place. Once again, I'm saying this, I'm not a hype guy. I am not one of those that does this to get views. I do this because it's a passion of mine, and I can't stand it when people start calling for major hurricane hits 10 days out. That's not who I am. But here's the realist, okay? It's the realistic person in me. This is a major hurricane, and this is a major hurricane that's going to hit, and there's nothing to stop it from becoming a major hurricane. So when I ring the bell, when I ring the bell, it's because it's getting into life-threatening situations, not because not because I want to be the first to say it, not because I want to be the loudest to say it. It's because it's what it's going to be. It's the realist in me. So Houston, Beaumont, Cameron, Louisiana, extend up northwards, Westlake, Louisiana, Lake Charles, extend up northward from Beaumont, Koontz up to Jasper. Really gonna have to watch this and be prepared. I cannot state it more emphatically. This is not something to play with. This situation, like I said, it's going to be a major hurricane. So you really, really need to pay attention. In Houston, once again, I've said this many times during this. I'm going to say it again. Houston, don't think you're out of the woods because this is going in at, this shows to be going in at Beaumont, Port Arthur, Orange, Texas area. This can still shift west. In fact, a lot of ensemble models are still trying to push this further west. So Houston, you need to be prepared. You need to have your plan in place. We all remember what happened with Ike. We remember what happened with Harvey with the flooding. Now, it's not going to drop 60 inches of rain, but difference. This is a major hurricane. Okay, so this is more of the wind. This is more of the flash flooding. This is more of, your prototypical major hurricane coming in. So, Houston, Beaumont, Port Arthur, Cameron, Louisiana. The bell has rung. I've been ringing the bell for 2 days now. The bell is ringing for you to be prepared for Laura to be a major hurricane in landfall somewhere between Houston and I would say central Louisiana coastline. But right now I'm really focusing in on Beaumont, Port Arthur area where this can go in as a Category 3. I'll end it. I'll do another update tonight. Thank you for joining me once again. Make sure to subscribe. You like it, subscribe it, so that way you can be notified whenever I go live. I'll start scheduling these out so you know when I'm going to come on and do these live updates. Thank you for spending some time with me this morning. Just something that we definitely are going to have to watch and be aware of. And we've got 48 hours to get ready for this. All right, so I will see y'all